Happy New Year, everyone! What is your New Year resolution? Mine is 1080p, as always, because I'm too broke for 1440p and most of my devices are 1080p. The only device going above 1080p is my 4K TV that I have in my living room, but even then, I always run it at 1080p and I can't really see the difference when I'm several feet away. And it seems that most Steam users agree. About 56% of them are rocking 1080p displays. That said, the ones rocking above 1080p are still quite a lot too, which is not surprising considering that 1440p monitors are getting cheaper these days, and some laptops even go above 1080p at 16:10 aspect ratio. So while 1080p is still taking over slightly over half of the PC gamers' resolution, the ones above are definitely catching up. Most PC elitists have been capping. What do you mean capping? What did the PC elitists say? Did they say that most PC gamers game in 4K? Because that's definitely not true. Considering that 1080p is about half of the most used resolutions, that seemed to suggest that more and more people are having resolutions above 1080p. How many of those people you think are the PC elitists? Probably more. This is just Steam. More than 56%? You're pretty much saying all those people are elitists and are engaging in console war nonsense. I'm pretty sure most of them are just there playing games. Regardless of your resolutions, I hope that you all have a wonderful 2025. As far as 2025 hooplas go, console peasants are not a bad start. But don't worry, we have plenty more hooplas. If you like it so far, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and leave a $1 tip below. I think console peasants are really missing the point of PC gaming. I told you PS5 Pro is way better than the majority of PCs out there. Well, yeah, because most PCs and laptops are not used for gaming. They are used for work, like the work that I put in this video. Most have a 3060. I also have a 3060, but do you know what game that I've been playing the most lately? Counter-Strike Source, a game that can be played on an integrated graphics, like the Vega 7 GPU from my Ryzen 5 4600G PC, and I'm perfectly happy with that. PC is better. You have a 4090. Yeah, I do, but do you? No, I don't need a 4090. It's an overkill and overpriced GPU that doesn't really fit my needs. I just play old games, make videos, and stream PowerPoint presentations. My streaming PC has a Ryzen 5 4600G with a Vega 7 iGPU. It was my old gaming PC back in 2018, but my Ryzen 5 1500X has bent pins, and my RX 570 is old, hogs lots of power, sometimes disconnects itself, and has graphical issues. It's time for both of them to retire. I guess peasants really want to rub the fact that their overpriced plastic box is better than most of the PCs that PC gamers have based on the statistics, but you're all missing the point. The point of PC gaming is not to play on the highest resolutions and the highest frame rates and the most wonderful monitors. The point of PC gaming is to play games on a PC. There are loads of games on the PC, and that's not counting the mini games from the mini consoles that you can emulate in it, which you can do even on the most low-end, last generation PCs. You don't need to buy a dedicated gaming platform. You can have your old office PC or laptop, boot up classic Doom in it, and you'll be PC gaming. It's a platform that most people already have, and you can game on it. Isn't that amazing? You console fanboys are an unhappy bunch. There are some developments regarding Bloodborne on the PC using a PS4 emulator, which is apparently at a state where it is playable all the way through. That's insane if you ask me. I tried it, and yes, it is playable, but it's not super amazing. It's still not on the same level as Demon's Souls on RPCS 3, which is pretty damn good as far as emulation goes. Some people managed to play it all the way through, so great job, developers. Hope PC never gets the real thing. Well, you miserable peasant, we don't really need the real thing, considering that it's playable all the way through already, using emulators. Isn't that great? Though it would still be nice for From Software to actually give us a proper Bloodborne port. We'll see in a couple of years. But yeah, congratulations to the developers of the PS4 emulator. Hopefully, other PS4 exclusive games that still remain on limbo will be fully playable. Moving on from PlayStation fanboys, we have Nintendo fanboys. Remember a couple of videos ago where I talked about the Nintendo Switch 2 and how apparently it has the same performance as a PS4 Pro? Honestly, we don't really know for sure if that's the case, but if the Switch 2 can match the performance of the PS4 Pro, I am all in for it. Not that I'll buy it, but it is still an amazing feat regardless. Apparently, the Switch 2 motherboard is leaked. This person expected a processor with 4 nanometers, not 8 nanometers. Okay, I don't see how small the processor node tells us how good the performance is. I mean, you can still achieve good performance with a 2018 CPU architecture. Welp, it's over! What's with the doom and gloom? It would be terrible for the Switch 2. We're talking bad performance and battery life. How would you know that based on the size of the processor node? Reading the comments of people taking speculation way too seriously. Dude, you're the one that started this whole speculation with, "Welp, it's over." You brought that one on yourself. Moving on from unreleased consoles, we have unreleased games. This guy wants certain upcoming games to fail. Gamers, we have a lot of AAA video games that need to fail in 2025. Excuse me, who the hell are you to tell me what to do? Oh yeah, you're one of those anti-woke grifters that is also anti-porn. Anyway, what are the games that you want to fail? Assassin's Creed Shadows. That game is pretty much dead on arrival, considering that Ubisoft is probably about to be absorbed by Tencent of all things. You don't need to wish for it to fail. It's already failing. As far as I'm concerned, a failing Ubisoft schlop is always a win if you ask me. Intergalactic. Yeah, most people already don't like this game, judging from the comments on the trailers, and they haven't seen any gameplay. You don't need to wish it to fail or ask people to make the game fail. People already didn't like it. Telling people to make it fail just sounds desperate. The Fable remake, because the main chick looks ugly. Again, we haven't seen any gameplay of it yet, and I don't recall anyone really caring about this game, aside from the anti-woke grifters that constantly go on and on about how the main female is ugly. Personally, I don't really care about Fable in general. I tried the first one, the best one, the anniversary version, and I didn't like it. The Witcher 4, I guess because Ciri looks ugly and CDPR has some woke stuff in them, or that Ciri isn't supposed to be a Witcher or something. I don't know. I'm not familiar with The Witcher. But I do know this. Out of all the games that you want to fail in 2025, The Witcher 4 is the least likely to fail. CDPR has made loads of mistakes, but even Cyberpunk 2077 is still very successful despite the many controversies, and I still do think that it's an excellent game despite its many flaws. Also, most of the comments in Witcher 4 trailer are people being hyped of the game, so despite some backlash, that game will still have way more defenders than haters. I am neither a defender nor a hater. I tried every Witcher game and I just couldn't get into any one of them. They're just not for me. That said, I would be blind to not recognize that there are fans of this series, and this game does get some hype, or at least more hype than the other three. If I were you, I'd only worry for The Witcher 4 being successful. The rest are basically ignorable, so chill out. Moving on from ugly women, we have another allegedly ugly women. Did you know that there's a higher resolution version of the GTA 6 trailer on Bleebly? It's to the point where you can notice Lucia's pimples and details in her face that wasn't that noticeable in the original trailer. Or at least allegedly. I personally couldn't tell the difference. I bring this up because we have a GTA 6 hoopla. Why would anyone want to play as a fat Puerto Rican? Is that really what you call fat? If that's what you call fat, I don't know what you consider morbidly obese. She's not fat, but she's definitely masculine looking. Masculine looking? Are we looking at the same person? I don't see anything masculine about this figure. Are you gay? ChatGPT says around 22 BMI. Did you seriously ask ChatGPT whether someone is fat or not? What is wrong with you, dude? Asking ChatGPT for a character being fat is one thing. Reading lewd books is another. Here's another installment of women reading smut. This woman over here is reading lots and lots of books. Honestly, that's amazing. I'm not that avid of a reader. Most of the things I read are fan fiction and social media posts. She's over here reading books like what is that book? Someone pointed out that half of these books are smuts, calling it a porn addiction. Assuming that it's true, I don't see it as a bad thing. In fact, considering that most of my media consumptions are interactive media, I am amazed that she's able to read that much that year, even if it's just nothing but smut. Good on you, lady. Keep reading your smuts. Reading what is technically pornographic content is not the same as watching porn. Actually, yeah, it is. Just because the porn is written doesn't make it not porn. Read what you like, but at least be honest with what you're reading. The brain is engaged differently, and it helps develop imagination and sensuality. It doesn't matter. The imagination being developed is still porn related, right? And even if it's not, adults don't need to have their imagination and sensuality developed. They're adults, not children. I mean, it's not like adults don't have imagination and can't imagine what's being described on a text, right? It's not like literacy levels are an all-time low, right? Ladies, read whatever smuts you like. You're a much better reader than plenty of adults in this godforsaken planet. And speaking of godforsaken planet, here's a stupid advice to make you forsake yourself into the depths of depth hell. This guy is trolling, but some people didn't get the troll, so I'll have to talk about it seriously. If you're a guy in your early 20s, buy a Rolex! No, seriously, please do not buy a Rolex. This guy is trolling you by giving you a horrible advice, especially this next one. Go into depth if you have to. No, please do not go into depth buying a freaking luxury watch. You're better than that. This is not satire. No, this is definitely satire. It's a horrible satire, but satire nonetheless. I don't care if you're trolling people. I don't find it funny giving bad financial advice for the sake of destroying others. You can get a Rolex for $4,000. Yeah, please get a $4,000 watch. That will help you get girls. Having a nice watch communicates status to women and business relationships. No, but communicating with women does. Try doing that. The girls saw my Rolex GMT Master 2 and now we're getting married. Good for you. I hope she's appreciating you for your heart rather than your material goods. In all seriousness, do you really think a girl being attracted to you because you're ambitious or have resources is a bad thing? The first one, no. The second one, yes. Gold diggers love people with gold. That should be obvious to anyone, but apparently that's not obvious enough. Money is not everything, but being able to provide for your family is a crucial point of a successful relationship. Yeah, and you know what will prevent you from doing that? A $4,000 Rolex! My goal is generational depth, one Rolex at a time. You devious asshole. I respect the grind and the honesty to just blatantly admitting to wanting to destroy people's future, including this dude who's $400,000 in debt and still single, and the Rolex dude is telling this guy to triple down. It's almost like Rolex doesn't get you girls or something. This dude is trolling, but unfortunately, the mindset is real. You're not gonna get girls buying luxury watches. You're gonna get gold diggers. And that's all for the video today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it to the end, here's a cat. And also huge thanks to all these wonderful sponsors. You are all fantastic. If you want to see your name among these legends, then check out the links below, just $1. And you have supported this channel a lot. Seriously, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out my ABB Show stream channel. Link below, go subscribe. And I'll see you all next time.